Evening, everyone. Oh, damn, wrong thing. Hey, oh. How's it going, Mark? Marky Mark. Right. Evening, everyone. Evening. Just waiting for the track map and the live data to go live, basically. So, yeah, once that's up and running, obviously we'll be changing scene and get cracking. All quiet on the southern front. Well, relatively quiet. Evening, Sam. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, hopefully the stream is in much better quality this evening. We are multi-streaming as well to Twitch, so welcome if anyone is tuning in on Twitch. I believe I am, anyway. Could be wrong. Could be going through whatsoever. But that was kind of the intention. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Twitch as well, so. Hey, Princey, good to see you. Welcome, everyone. Aha, right. Qualifying is up and running for the data. We still have 14 minutes, just under 14 minutes until that starts. But let's go to my live timing. Very annoying that it doesn't go live earlier, so that I can get it all set up while you guys are here. Very frustrating. It used to. That's a me problem. Right, let's see how this works. I like to be a little bit more organised, but yeah, this doesn't allow me to do it. There we go. We've got a very, very nice track map for us today, guys. Very, very nice. There we go. Bosh, ready to go. Oh, thanks, Princey. Thanks. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, it's an awkward one. I'm fortunate enough that I get to work at home on Fridays rather than in the office. So, yeah, these sprint qualifying, or the qualifying, sorry, for the race on Sunday on these sprint weekends is I'm able to watch them now, whereas before I kind of wasn't because I'd be in the office. So can't wait for quality. Is always good around it. Is it raining there at all? Well, it's predicted. If you look at that little notification there, it says the risk of rain is 60%. So I'd say there's a high possibility. We do get that quite a bit. We do get quite a bit of rain at Interlagos, which helps spruce things up. And remember, this is qualifying for the race on Sunday, the full race, not the sprint race. So we could see a jumbled up order if the weather has anything to say about it. I did see Lewis's helmet unveiled. He's got the Brazilian flag on top. Yeah, it does look really good, doesn't it, actually? One of his better ones. Back to his bright yellow. Lovely meatballs. Is that a Friday night treat for you? Let's move. Hang on. Give me a second, guys. I just want to... Oh, that's annoying me, that bit at the bottom. This is my OCD kicking in right now. There we go. Got rid of it. Bosh. Have I got rid of it? Kinda not. That'll do. Coming with number one stream for F1. Ah, happy days, mate. Happy days. All-Star qualifying delayed. Why? Because of rain. What? Why is qualifying delayed? What is this? Why? Tell me why. I'm listening to Sky Sports, so they're not talking anything about qualifying being delayed. It's literally just been updated on Twitter as well. All of the reputable journalists are reporting on it. Why has it been delayed? Come on. Tell me why. I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know why it's been delayed in a second. They want you to spend more time. Yeah, I've got a league race at 8 o'clock. So I'm straight out of this into a league race. Kinda. I get a little bit of a break, but I'm hoping for no red flags and I'm hoping for no delays. We've already got one. So that I could at least get a bit of practice in before it starts. Perez is sticking it. I wonder if Lewis Hamilton closes the gap even more today. Yes, I think he will. I think Lewis is very, very confident about winning this weekend. I think he's happy with where the car has been the last couple of weekends. Mercedes have been strong here, and as well, he's very strong here. So, yeah, we saw what it was like at Kota. Let's see if he has a good opportunity. I mean, qualifying is always a good kind of benchmark. Let's see how close he is to Max or if he's quicker. Yes and no, George. Yes and no. Of course, there is an F1 is about engineering and it's all about creating the fastest car possible. However, you still need the driver. Look at Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez is arguably in the fastest car. However, Max just completely putting him to shame. Sergio can't keep up with him. So, yes, the fastest car is winning. However, that's because Max is the fastest driver in that car. The other teams haven't created a car which can really stay close to Max. But it'd be the same if Lewis was in the car as well. Sergio is quite evidently not up to scratch when it comes to Max. And yeah, he's in the most dominant F1 car of all time and can't put it on the podium positions. So, anything but the Dutchman. I mean, it would be nice for a change. He's already broken his record for most wins that he set last year. So, I mean, it'd be nice to give someone else an opportunity. Look how good the Singapore Grand Prix was. Maximum delay of 15 minutes. They briefly touched on it on Sky. And that was it. They didn't say any reason why it's been delayed. He really brushed past it. Come on. Interesting. Well, good news is today, guys, is that the Brazilian Grand Prix, particularly at Interlagos, has been extended. It's going to be on the calendar till 2030. So happy days, guys. Happy days. One of the best circuits out there. Should be the finale, in my opinion. Should be the finale. We've never seen a... Oh, qualifying has been delayed by 15 minutes due to debris on track. I can't see the debris from where they're sweeping away. That's odd. There must have been a race beforehand. Didn't realise there were support races. Don't know why about feeling Leclerc pole. Possibly. Yeah, I mean, the Ferraris, you've got to think, have been very good. Ferraris have been very good over a single lap. They're getting there with their race pace. They're getting there, but they're still not good enough on the tyres compared to other teams. I think they had an opportunity of being closer to Max last week. And get him second. However, they kind of took the approach they fell into the trap that Mercedes did the previous year, where they expected the medium tyre to fall off, and it just didn't. It didn't in Lewis's hands. So you could tell the difference between Lewis and George last week is that Sainz was able to keep George in the dirty air, and Russell's tyres just fell off because he was just kept trying to attack and sliding around a lot more. Whereas Lewis got past Leclerc quite quickly when he got up to the back of him, and then that just helped him manage his tyres the way that he needed to in the second part of the race. So yeah, Ferrari expected that tyre fall off, well, that tyre drop off of Lewis's, but it actually kind of got quicker, especially right towards the end, nicking fastest lap. So yeah, Mercedes did the same thing with Max and Sergio, I think it was the year before, expecting their medium tyres to fall off, and they never did when they was on the hard tyre. So yeah, they're getting better. They're very quick over a single lap, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I think the McLarens are going to be very strong as well here again this weekend. Norris looked very strong last week in Mexico, even though he started from the back of the grid. Potentially had a race-winning car last weekend, but obviously qualifying screwed him up. So yeah, don't rule out the McLarens. I think we're in for a very intriguing race this weekend. Very intriguing race. Good afternoon, Timo. Welcome, buddy. Welcome, everyone who's just tuning in. Yeah, if you're just joining us, qualifying has been delayed. The start of qualifying due to debris on the circuit. So by 15 minutes, apparently, is what we've been informed at the most. So yeah, it just seems like apparently it looks like there was a support race. I don't know what support race, but happy Friday. I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, the weekend's begun. I rejoined the gym today. I didn't go to the gym, but I rejoined a gym that's just around the corner from me. So I'm actually looking forward to getting back in the gym and getting fitter. I've been a lazy slob for too long. Saw that. Yes, I saw that as well. Wow. Yeah, I saw that. That's a crazy stat, isn't it? So if anyone doesn't know, there is a stat at the moment. Since 2017, whoever has put it on pole position at Hungary has gone on to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Every single pole position, pole sitter in Hungary since 2017, so that's now 5 years, has gone on to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. So, yeah. And guess who was in pole position this year at Hungary? Lewis Hamilton. Hey, Violet, good to see ya. I think a shock pole is coming, British. Yes, I really can't pinpoint it. I'd love to see Lewis, of course, on there. It's been obviously nearly 2 years since he had a win. I think they're very strong. No one showed their true pace in practice either, because guys, I mean, Lando and Piastri both went out there and run half a lap on the soft tyre. So they pushed for half a lap and then came in. They quit the out lap to save a set of tyres. And not take too much life out of them. So obviously only one practice session this week, so it'd be interesting. Of course, once again, who hasn't set up their car correctly? There's always an outlier of someone who kind of screws up their setup. So we'll see if any of the big teams have done that. You'll be watching this stream qualifying at gym. Good man, good man. I'll try and keep you motivated, Timo. Shock pole will be Stroll or Magnussen or Bottas. Yeah, well, we did get. If the rain comes in late, remember that's what happened last time. We had a shock Magnussen pole because he got out there at the right time, and then the rain came in, so no one else could set a faster lap time, and he was on pole position. Of course, it was a bit of a shame because it was when the format was the sprint race set. The sprint race then set the grid for Sunday. So Magnussen was only on pole position for the sprint race, and then, of course, finished further down the grid when it came to the actual finish of the sprint race. So yeah, we'll see. Hey, Mort, good to see you, buddy. Not Lewis Hamilton or Leclerc or even Perez. I did see the World Endurance Championship was on this weekend. Yeah, I'm still not like massively into it because Toyota is still like massively favourites. But from next year, it's going to get very juicy with the amount of manufacturers that are coming into the series. That's going to be a very, very juicy championship moving forward. Hey, Kine. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, weekend's begun. The weekend has begun. I'm not quite on the rum and coke yet. I'm on my coffee. I've got a league race after this, but I need the right headspace for. Glad you returned. Yes, yeah, I know, I do. I need to just get fitter, man. I feel so much better about myself whenever I go for like a run or something like that. And yeah, now I've moved and I'm settled. There's a gym literally a walking distance away from me, so I've joined that, so I don't really have any excuses. Thought Ferrari winning Mars was the only win Ferrari would achieve. So, but yes, that's what we're hoping for, Mort. Yeah, we're at Silverstone. I did a quick couple of laps earlier with high fuel, so yeah, I'm hoping for a better performance. Who's taking pole, Giovanni? I don't know. I don't know. Should we run a poll? Should we run a poll of who we think is going to get pole? I mean, Mats is going to be there, of course, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get pole. However, I don't think it's going to be him by like half a second, 3 tenths or anything. I think it's going to be really, really tight. The last few qualifying sessions we've had, I mean, the top 10 have been separated by, like tenths. Not a lot whatsoever. I can only run five or 4 people, I think it is. I'm going to say a McLaren. Just going to... I'm completely excluding Georgia, guys. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's going to be Verstappen? Do you think it's going to be Lewis? Do you think it's going to be McLaren? Or do you think it will be a Ferrari? It's a shame we can't run more than 4 options there. Yes, Giovanni. I really expect McLaren to be strong. I do expect him to be strong. Definitely one of the best. Yes, Wonk. This deserves to be the finale, in my opinion. We have. I actually did a video a while back on why this track should be the finale. I went through kind of the history of it, of when it was the finale. I think it had 7 years where it's been the finale, and we haven't had a poor race. It's been drama filled. Lando 1, Max 2, and pastries free. Oh, that's a shame, Timo. That's a shame. Well, hopefully it fixes, buddy, because league racing is really enjoyable. Love playing F1 23 on your PC. Playing on Brazil. Yeah, it's great. Well, I say that. I don't quite like racing it as much. I like the first and last sector. I'm not a fan of the middle sector. Like the slow section. But from the exit of turn 10 round to basically turn 6 is great. And then I hate these few corners here. It's just... I've never really been a fan from driving. Maybe because a lot of people just try and poke their nose and send it where it doesn't belong, and you end up seeing so many crashes there and getting caught up in so many incidents. Whereas really that's all about just lining them up for the last corner. So have I given RF2 a go? Yes, I've given it a go a few times. Just not really for me, Giovanni. I just can't get on with it. Thoughts on Hamilton doing well? I think Hamilton's got such a good chance this weekend, but I've had a little bet on Lewis winning this weekend. So yeah, I think he's 7-1. So we'll see. We'll see if that little cheeky bet comes in. He loves the circuit. He has a good history here, and the Mercedes car, seems to be in good shape at the moment. So Brazil should be the finale, but sadly Brazil doesn't have all money. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. 2024 bounce back year. Well, I'd like to think so. To be honest, I'd like to just see any team take it to Red Bull next year. I'd love, of course, I'd love for it to be Hamilton. I'd love for it to be Mercedes. However, if it isn't, I just hope that another team, whether it be Ferrari or whether it be McLaren, take it to Red Bull. We've had 2 years now of just like complete dominance from Red Bull and Max, and it'd be good to see them put under pressure properly next year. Because it's good for F1. It's good for F1. There was debris on the track, Luca, so from a support race, so they've just delayed it by 15 minutes so that they could clear that. So we have just under 10 minutes until the qualifying starts. Even if he gets one more, yeah. But the way it's going at the moment, it's baby steps, isn't it? Get that first win. I think Alpha will do good today. You think the Alpha will do good today, do you? Oh, that's a bold call. Well, it's a bold call, Cotton. We'll see how that plays out. As he would say, cheating Red Bull. It has been an underwhelming year for Russell. So one thing that Russell needs to improve is his tyre management. The reason why he's been very good in qualifying. He's very good over a single lap. And when it comes to the actual race, he doesn't manage the tyres as well as Lewis. It's kind of an element and a skill of Lewis that gets overlooked quite a lot. Is how good he is at managing tyres. Other drivers get. Max is very good at managing tyres as well. Even better than Perez, I would say. Everyone used to say Perez was great at managing tyres. But I'd say Max has proved that he's actually better. Lewis is a very big skill of his, and he's just completely outperformed his teammate George Russell this year in regards to when it comes to the race. There may be an element of that George has set up his car to more of a single lap pace, obviously more for qualifying than he has for the race, which plays a factor. So the car is maybe a little bit less draggy, it's more quicker in a straight line than through the corners, that sort of element, so it's not as good as on the tyres. Whereas Lewis is experienced enough to know that it's all about the long game. On Sunday, qualifying isn't as important as it used to be in F1. I think he'll improve. If he doesn't improve that, then it could be another struggle for him. Brazil 2008 was the best race ever. Yeah, it was a really drama-filled race, that was. Russell is like Leclerc, better with qualifying than race. I'd say so at the moment. Yeah, I'd say so at the moment. However, Lewis seems to have out-qualified George recently. Whenever you see a driver get confident with the car, you just see how different they drive, and the pace just comes to them. When you see drivers who aren't confident, then they suffer. It's such a sport is a lot of sport and relies around confidence, and if you don't have confidence, then even the best performers, the best sportsmen can suffer. Perez will be out of Red Bull in 2024. I agree. I think no matter what stuff they say in the media, whatever they say, like PR wise, he's gone. That last week was now in the coffin for him, personally. I would be very, very, very shocked if they didn't put Danny Ricciardo in that seat next year. Very, very shocked. Just makes sense. It just makes sense. Like, Danny Rick is very marketable, so any money that they would lose from getting rid of Perez would mean that they get that back with Danny Rick, because he brings in a lot of money, Perez, with the Mexican market. So, also you don't know what the buyout is for what they'd have to pay him for that last year of his contract. Obviously, Perez is paid quite hefty. But Red Bull don't need a second driver. Well, the thing is, they do need a second driver if any of the like of McLaren, Ferrari, or Mercedes get their act together next year. So they need someone who's going to be able to predominantly finish behind Max and then nick those wins when Max is out of position. So no one's really put Max under pressure this year. He's had 2 years really where he hasn't been put under pressure. The last time was kind of, I mean, the start of last season when he went wheel to wheel with Leclerc a couple of times, and then from then on he hasn't had it. So for him to then be put under pressure at the start of next year, a second driver is we don't know how he's going to perform, and a second driver really needs to be there to help with the varying strategy options, to be a team player and to pick up the points. You want Perez to beat Hamilton in the World Drivers' Championship? That's fair enough, yeah. He's underperformed in every car he's been in, though. Who? Danny Rick? No. No, he hasn't? Where have you got that from? Under 5 minutes. Under 5 minutes, Jamie. They're getting in the cars now. Campbell, thank you. Corporal Campbell. Thank you for the subscriber. Apart from the Red Bull. Well, I think you forget his time at Renault. He didn't underperform in the Renault. When he moved to Renault, it wasn't a very well-performing car. He got the most out of it. And then when it kind of started to make its way a little bit further up the grid, he got podiums and outperformed his teammate every time, pretty much, especially in those seasons he was there. And then, yeah, I mean, McLaren was just a shit show. There was, I think, we can all agree there that was very poor driving from him, and it's not what we expect of Danny Ricciardo. And then he's come back to AlphaTauri and he's kind of hit the ground running in what is a difficult car. I mean, you think his first race back at Hungary, he got slammed from behind by... Who was it he got slammed from behind? I can't remember who it was, but someone basically went straight into the back of him after a pretty decent qualifying. So he was then driving a damaged car all race. Then he did his... Spa was okay, and then obviously he damaged his wrist. So he's had... And then, of course... Mexico last week, and Cota wasn't terrible. So you've got to remember he's in the slowest, pretty much arguably one of the slowest cars on the grid as well. So yeah, I think a confident Daniel Ricciardo as well. That's what I mean. Like McLaren, he had no confidence, and then he's jumped straight back into an AlphaTauri, a car where he feels comfortable. Look how different he drives. And he wussed out when Max got good. I mean, arguably you could say he should have stayed at Red Bull. However, we quite know that Max is the chosen one at Red Bull, and Danny Rick was there and probably saw that, look, I'm not being treated the same here. Like, no matter what you're saying, I don't want to sit here and play number two. I don't want to play second fiddle. And I think there was a bruised ego there from him with how much favouritism he could quite see Max was getting. So yeah, he jumped ship. Now, I don't think Red Bull wanted him to go, but it's one of those, isn't it? They probably didn't see how they was particularly treating Danny compared to Max. So, but now he wants back. Lance needs to get the boot and then Perez into Aston. Oh, you can't be fueling the rumours. You can't be fueling the rumours, cynical. As Fernando Alonso says. So Piastri looks like he's at the end of the pit lane and ready and raring to go. He wants to get out there and get it early. Stroll as well. You want Norris to win, it will unleash the beast inside him. Yes, I think Norris needs that, as they say, the monkey off the back, doesn't he? He needs that win, and then it's like, sigh of relief. He can then just, I think it'd be the first of many. He's got a good opportunity this weekend, I think. If he doesn't get caught out like he did at Mexico with the qualifying, got a good opportunity at pole here, I think. I think McLaren are going to be very strong. Would rather be a big fish in a small pond. Yeah. I mean, they're still human. They want to be loved, I guess, don't they? And they want to be number one. They want to be top man, top dog. Unleash a battalion of fangirls. Well, yeah, Twitter would be fun, wouldn't it? Right, guys, we are just under a minute away until this qualifying session starts. So remember, this is a short circuit. So there could be some penalties dished out for blocking. So be careful. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. They have addressed today, or this weekend, they have addressed the stopping in the pit lane. So they're no longer going to be able to stop at the end of the pit lane and block like we saw in Mexico. But we know the FIA says one thing and then does another. So take that with a pinch of salt, guys. Must be trying to get a lap in before rain. How are drivers want to get out? Yeah, probably. Forecast does say 60%. I'm listening to Sky, so we'll see if they report anything in regards to the weather. 5 seconds for Ocon. Yeah, they're all literally queued up. You can't see it on the track map, but you've got the 2 Alphas, the 2 McLarens, they're queued up at the end of the pit lane. And here we go, guys. Here we go. So hopefully they don't end up on the... Yeah, I forgot the pit lane goes around turn 2, doesn't it, and turn 3. And then they join at the exit of turn 3. So that's why it looks like they're off track, guys. So that's not the track map buggered out. But here we go, guys. Here we go. So, yes, interestingly enough, Piastri is on those set of half-used tyres that they ran in the practice session. So, trying to save themselves an extra set of softs for this weekend. Obviously, with it being a sprint race, more tyres are used. You need to really need to think about your tyre allocation. I mean, the Ferraris are out on 6-lap-old and 7-lap-old softs, so that's intriguing for them. Wonder if they'll have enough to get through on that old tyres. But yeah, they might not even have to worry about allocation of tyres if the rain comes in. So helps save those tyres if the rain comes in. Pit lane in Interlagos has approximately killed me 20 times. Yeah, it is a sneaky one. It is a sneaky one. Right, so Piastri is first out, but look at how much traffic he's going to catch. He's going to catch Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, probably Verstappen, as he goes through the Senna S's, through turn 1, through turn 2. Then it's flat out down turn 3. I do like that section. And Perez is waiting to let Piastri pass. Sainz is going to have to be careful here as Piastri comes down to turn 4. Of course, off cambered corner. Very easy to get an off track there in iRacing, for you guys who are familiar with iRacing. Of course, it's the corner where Max forgot to turn left in 2021. So couldn't resist, guys. Couldn't resist reminding you of that. But let's see, through turn 9, a tight, twisty section. Turn 9 is downhill, slow left-hander. Then you go round to the tree of turn 10. If the tree's still there, I'm not sure if the tree's still there. And it's flat out through turn 11, downhill, through turn 12. And then they go through the section where it was... Is it truly? With Lewis Hamilton winning in 2008. So here he goes, full flat out DRS open across the line. And what does he set as a benchmark? A 1:11.494. Absolutely not a foggy in regards to if that's a good time or not. No idea, but we'll see very shortly. So Albon with an 11.545, quickest in the last sector. Interestingly enough there. Sargent a 12.16, tenths slower than Albon. That gap, man. That is unbelievable, isn't it, really? Alonso in with an 11.596. Are we going to see a resurgence of the Aston Martin after a few poor weeks for them? Whoa, Stroll in, beating Piastri, currently in P1. So possibly, guys. Who's going to be next across the line here? Bottas goes in with an 11.455. So look at that. Very, very tight at the top at the moment. Here comes Lando, setting the time. Purple in the second sector. 10.6, 8 tenths quicker than that of Lance Stroll. Verstappen only goes second with a 10.9, so 3 tenths slower than Lando, and he's on the same set of amount of used tyres as well. So interestingly enough there, Verstappen with a very slow middle sector, 3 tenths slower than Norris, and 2 tenths slower in the last sector as well. So yeah, that was... He had a very, very quick first sector, Max, but yeah, then lost it in the second sector. But looking at the TV coverage, it looks grey. It looks very, very grey, guys. So the weather could be changing very soon. So Hulkenberg in with an 11.6. Who's out there sitting a fast lap now? Hamilton's out on a lap, an 18.7. I think that's quite slow. I think he got held up by Norris actually down into the first sector, but he is quickest in the second sector, intriguingly enough. So here he goes. It's full throttle all the way from turn 12 to the start finish line, and Hamilton fastest in the second sector. Let's see where he can go to. Second, a 10.8 time. Not bad from him. How about George Russell? Goes fourth with an 11.2, so 4 tenths slower from him. 3 tenths slower in that middle sector. Very similar sector times in sector 1 and sector 2 compared to Lewis. But that middle sector where it's tight and twisty, very, very easy to lose times. Pit exit involving cars number 63, George Russell and Gasly. Noted, impeding. Oh dear. Oh dear. The Aston car must be in breach of regulations. Danny Ricciardo continuing his good qualifying performance from Mexico. Jumps up into 5th ahead of the Mercedes of George Russell. And pretty much the other cars that you would expect him, or wouldn't expect him to beat. But interestingly there, Piastri, did he make it? He must have made a mistake somewhere for him to be P12. But yeah, obviously we know Lewis likes it round here, but Norris, I think Norris, he got held up a little bit by Norris finishing his lap as he was starting his through the first and second corner. So that probably affected him a little bit, but some good lap times there, guys. Interestingly, Ferrari didn't set a lap time, I don't think. Did they set a lap time? They did set a lap time, but they were on 9 and 10 old lap tyres. That hasn't really worked out for them because if that was a banker lap for them and the rain came down now, they would be out of qualifying, so they need to get round quick. Oh, it's a good description. Max is saying, my car is jumping round like a kangaroo, like it was in Mexico. Ferrari racing to the bottom. Yeah. So we have Albon, Sargent now on another flying lap, Bottas and Zhou as well. Let's keep an eye on their lap times. The Williams, I think, looked quite good in first practice session. Interestingly, they haven't come in and taken a new set of tyres, so they're staying on this set. Track temperature is 38.8 degrees, so it's not cold out there. Still enough track temperature to get quite comfortably heating the tyres, I imagine. Piastri's coming out for another run, understandably. So Leclerc, let's see what he can do as he is about to start this run. I expect him to maybe even put this on a provisional pole, shall we say, in this Q1 session. So through the center S's, sector 1 is at the end of the turn 3 straight. Let's see if he's purple, and he is. Leclerc is purple in that first sector. George Russell and Gasly being investigated after the session. Just watched it on TV. I think George might be getting a penalty there. George might be getting a penalty. Hasn't learned from last week. So, Leclerc. Let's see what Leclerc does in the second sector. Is he purple again? He isn't. So that still has the honours of the fastest middle sector to Lewis. He's actually... I think it was a 35.6 from Lewis last time around. That was a 35.7 from Leclerc, but a very quick first sector. So let's see. The Ferrari has had pretty good straight line speed in the past few races, and wow, a 10.472. That first sector was mega. Absolutely mega from him. So that's 2 tenths faster, well, 1.5 tenths faster than Norris and 4 tenths faster than Hamilton. So I don't expect to see those back out again. We still have 9 minutes left of this session. Feels like it's been going on forever already with the amount of cars out there. No rain expected for 2 to 3 minutes. We have 1 timed lap, is what is being informed by Carlos Sainz's engineer. Ooh. Love how my poll says Verstappen, not Red Bull. What time we live in? Well, let's be honest. Hamilton and Verstappen have been kind of the two top guns in their team. Wow, Alonso goes ahead of Hamilton there into third place. So will we see? Yes, we are. We are going to see Hamilton back out on track as Piastri is currently going fastest. Set the fastest first 2 sectors. So it seems the track is ramping up. And Piastri, a bit of a slow last sector. Just goes in there a couple of thousandths slower than Leclerc. So yeah, track is ramping up here if you've got a brand new set of tyres on. A Stroll fastest in the middle sector. Oh my God. Who's put rocket fuel in these Aston Martins? Stroll could be jumping ahead of his own teammate here and ahead of the McLarens at the top. Let's see what he does. Did he get a good exit out of turn 12? He did, as he goes third. So I think everyone needs to get back out there, really. I mean, even if you're Lando Norris, I don't think you can risk sitting there. Maybe they are. Maybe they're going to be risky and sit there and see if this rain does arrive. Maybe they think they've got enough already. They don't see the likes of the Haas's improving or the Alpines or the Williams. Let's see what they do. But the Mercedes are going to back out there on a set of used soft tyres, which is interesting for them. So, yeah, maybe the track is ramping up that much, but a set of used tyres can even improve on the brand new set that they used earlier on. Perez goes in with a brand new set of tyres into 5th. Now, like, Perez hasn't even got ahead of... I don't think he got held up with traffic. He hasn't even got ahead of Stroll, who is in 3rd place at the moment. So that's a bit worrying for Perez. That is a little bit worrying for Perez. Of course, it's only minimal. It's like a 10th difference, but even so, like, you're arguably in the most dominant car of in F1 history. So yeah, hang your head in shame, if you ask me. What happened to Max in FP1? I don't know what happened to him in FP1, to be honest. It was only one practice session, so they was all running very different. They was all running very different kind of strategies and stuff and practice runs. So don't take any really... This is where you're going to judge people's speed, not what they did in practice. So let's see Max. Max is now on a run on a set of used tyres. Hamilton as well. Hamilton is faster in the than his previous lap in the first sector. To be expected with a bit of clean air. As we said, got held up by Lando as Lando was finishing his lap and Hamilton was starting his. Is he going to be quicker through this middle sector, though, than he was on a fresh set of tyres? Let's see. As Gasly goes quickest through the first sector, an 18.3, 2 tenths quicker than Hamilton last time around, and that of Max as well, who are on used tyres. Hamilton goes slower than his fastest lap that he's already set, but does he get a good drive out of turn 12 as he heads to the start-finish line? Can he improve? He can slightly, a 10.831. So a very good first sector for him there. Massively helped improve his lap time, and that should kind of be enough to get him through, I think. But let's see what Gasly can do, because Gasly is, well, very, very quick first sector, but he's lost a lot of time in the middle. All of that time he pretty much gained in the first sector, he's lost in the middle, as Max jumps up to 5th on a set of very used tyres as well, same as Lewis, and Gasly jumps up to 7th, a 10.793, so... lot of time lost for Gasly there in that middle sector. He probably had potential to get on the jump to the top of the standings, really. I'm not sure. I mean, I really don't know if anyone has to go again. I mean, Zhou, Albon, Sargent and that definitely need to go again. They're currently out on track doing their lap at the moment. So Tsunoda is finishing a lap and he's coming into the pit lane. So Zhou and Bottas are currently on flying laps. Let's see what they can do. Zhou improving on his previous lap. Bottas has done an 18.5 in the first sector. So that's good from Bottas. Can he keep it together in the middle and really jump up the standings here? Russell definitely needs to get a lap in, which he's already done and didn't improve really too much, an 11.0. So Russell, I think, is under threat here. But let's see, Bottas improves once again in the middle sector as well as Zhou, but Bottas is definitely a good few tenths quicker than his teammate. Let's see where Zhou can go. He's going to obviously jump off the bottom of the timing sheet, and he only goes up to 16th. How about Bottas? A much better time from him. and goes to 12th. So he pushes Russell down ever closer to that drop zone. So at the moment, we have the two Williams, Magnussen, Zhou and Hülkenberg in the bottom 5. Danny Rick is close there, as well as Ocon, as well as Russell. But when is the rain arriving, guys? When is it arriving? So Williams, Tauri and Haas. Possibly. I mean, if you were watching the TV coverage, guys, it is dark. It is dark. Yeah, so Lewis is taking another new set of tyres. He's out already. He asked, are we not safe? And he went, we don't think we are. As Albon jumps to 4th. That's why Lewis is not safe, because the track is ramping up, and I'm really surprised Norris hasn't gone back out there as well. I think this could really shift about very quickly with how just how the track is ramping up at the moment. So Sainz is currently coming around the last corner. He's about to start his lap. Obviously, Zhou has already done his lap. Probably going to have to stay out there and try and get another lap out of these tyres, because if he comes back in, he's not going to have enough time. Bottas most likely will have to stay out as well. Or are they going to come in and pit? Are they going to come in and pit and stick another set on very quickly and get out there? Well, it looks like they are. I'm surprised about that. Didn't think they'd have enough time. But Sainz is going to catch a lot of traffic here, as Tsunoda is waiting patiently for Sainz to get out of, to come past him. Stroll, how about Stroll? Lets Sainz power past him as well. So Lewis about to start his lap, so keep an eye out on his sector times, as well as George Russell not far behind on brand new sets of tyres. But Carlos Sainz was slightly slower, well, is faster than his best lap, but slightly slower than the fastest first sector as he goes through the middle sector. How much has that traffic affected him as he goes through the slow turn 9 and through turn 10 as Alonso pulls over to let him past? Let's keep an eye out on his middle sector. Is it going to be purple? Is it going to be green? I expect it to be green as he's on new tyres. It is green, but not purple, guys. So, definitely going to improve, but how much is he going to improve? As Hülkenberg sets the fastest first sector. Oof. Where has that come from the Haas? Can he keep it together through the middle sector, though? Because that is where pretty much the time is gained and lost. As Sainz only goes 6th fastest to Albon with a mega time, it seems, thus far, and will be safe. Lando in P5. I mean, Stroll is dab handy up there in P3 as well. As Sargent sneaks out of the bottom 5 at the moment, but is it enough? Of course, Hülkenberg is flying. Let's see what he does through the middle sector. How about Hamilton, though? Hamilton jumps up to 4th, fastest in the middle sector again. A very slow first sector for him, so seems to have a bit of an issue under the brakes. George Russell goes fastest. A 10.3 from George Russell. Where did that come from? Maybe he benefited from the tow from Lewis Hamilton, as Hülkenberg goes 3rd. 3rd from Hülkenberg? What the? What? I don't know where to look. Who's doing a lap? Max is 10th. Perez is 11th. Max is currently on a flying lap. Not fastest. I mean, Hülkenberg's 2 tenths faster in the first sector than Max Verstappen on the set of brand new tyres. Oh, man. Interlagos. Welcome to Brazil, where anything can happen. So Danny Ricciardo coming across the line. Where can he go? Oh, only 16th. So Danny Ricciardo is the first confirmed to be knocked out. Well, Guan Yu Zhou is as well. How about Ocon? Is Ocon improving? He is. So Ocon really needs to hook it up here, because he is in 19th position. If he cocks up here in these last couple of sectors, he will be out. So looks like he's definitely going to improve on his previous lap. He should have enough here. Let's see how much Max can improve. Max coming across the line, and he goes 2nd. Max goes 2nd without setting a fastest sector anywhere, which is interesting. Here goes Ocon, only up to 14th. Pushes his teammate in the danger zone. And I believe that is it. That is it. Everyone has finished their laps. And, well, Gasly gets through by the skin of his teeth there. And after having one of the fastest first sectors, completely screwed it up for the rest of the lap. And well, we have Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Bottas, Sargent, and Guan Yu Zhou, or Zhou Guan Yu, out of this first qualifying session, guys. There was a lot happening there. A lot happening there. Albon got through, yeah, in P10. Hamilton only in P9. I mean, look at it, guys. You look at that spread. There's less than 1 second separating the whole field. The whole field is separated by less than 1 second. There is less than half a second separating 15th to first. The top 10 are separated by less than 3 tenths. 3 tenths. That is how tight it is here. Oh, that is how tight it is. That is the tightest field we have seen. Of course, it is a short circuit here, but you could arguably say back when we was at the Red Bull Ring, which is just a bit shorter than this, the field spread was a lot larger than it was here. So, wow, less than a second between last and first. That is amazing, guys. I can't believe 15th to first is less than half a second. I mean, Lewis is pretty much would be on provisional first, provisional pole. Obviously, it's Q1, but Lewis didn't have a good first sector in his fastest lap there. Same as Sainz as well. Like, that's how you need to nail every single corner here. Otherwise, you could really be dropping down the pack just from one small mistake. No room for error this weekend. Definitely no room for error, especially when it comes to qualifying, at least. Race, obviously, a bit different, but yeah, when it comes to qualifying. Obviously, rain might happen as well. Yuki overtaking someone in the pit lane. Hulkenberg officially goated. Yeah, man, where did that come from? What's allowed by Leclerc to be able to stay in the pits while everyone went out on fresher tyres and still stayed third? Well, you say I really don't know. I really don't know who's going to be first. I can't predict it. The poll suggests Max Verstappen. Everyone thinks Max Verstappen with 40% of the votes. Lewis 22nd with 28%. A Ferrari 22% and McLaren in 8%. I mean, Norris only set one lap. Bearing in mind, he set one lap and he did an out lap on his soft tyre as soon as he on that brand new set. So as soon as he knew he was going to be through, he didn't set another lap. So Norris in P11 there could have gone faster. So how much time to Q2? It said it will start at 22, so we've got less than 3 minutes. Ask anyone the question, what is different about the Sao Paulo track today? What is different about it? I don't know. Is there something different about it? Didn't realise there was. But yeah, so we lost Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Bottas, Sargent, Zhou. I really can't. I mean, I think we're going to lose the Alpines next time around. I mean, Magnussen's up there in 8th. We know Magnussen likes it here. Hulkenberg set a pretty decent time. Perez was very much like nearly out there as well. Could we lose Perez in Q2? I think we might lose Perez in Q2, guys. Am I going to stream the league race? I will be more. Yes, I will be after this. Yeah, I'm going to go live a bit closer to the start of the race, though. Just to have a little bit of a break in between this stream and the next. So, what's the weather for tomorrow's race? I actually don't know. I haven't looked to see what the weather is. Of course, we'll be around for the sprint shootout tomorrow, which is in essence the qualifying for the sprint race and the sprint race in the evening. And then, of course, the race on Sunday. So, who do we think is going to get knocked out in Q2, guys? Let me know in chat. Who do you think? Who's the 5 we're going to lose? Who's going to be brave enough to make that prediction? We have to remember Russell's only win came here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people have been kind of writing off Russell. Yeah, we'll see if he can improve. A lot of talk has been about Hamilton. Russell could very well put in a performance So here we go. Here we go. Q2 underway. Everyone getting the end of the pit lane because they don't know when the rain is going to arrive. No surprise, Will Perez and maybe a Ferrari and a McLaren. Maybe. If no rain. Alpine's Albon and Haas's. Yeah, I don't know. I think Albon might get through to Q3 again as well, you know. Oh my God, that's a very dark cloud they've just shown on TV there, TV coverage. Get Perez out, both Alpines and Magnussen. I think we're going to lose Perez. I just got a feeling we're going to lose Perez. I think we will lose both Haas's, and I think we'll lose Lance Stroll. Perez seems like his mojo is lost in the wilderness. What is happening to the man? Yeah, he's just a man who's shot of confidence. All right, here we go. Underway. Max getting out there first. 2 Red Bulls, then Albon, then Alonso, Stroll, Hamilton, Norris. Track temperature has cooled as well, guys. It's cooled to 36.6 degrees, which does indicate rain is on the way. Obviously, a cooling track. It doesn't get hotter generally when rain is on the way, so that's quite a substantial drop in just one qualifying session in 15 minutes. If it rains, anybody's game. Yes. Feel obligated to call in the Mexican Minister of the... Just looking at the weather radar. Ooh, it looks like there's some very light spots in the pit lane. The radar looks like it's just going to miss the circuit. It looks like the big bulk of it is just going to miss the circuit. But Q3, we may get some. There's a bigger cloud coming on its way. So we may get some in Q3. Right. So who's on a flying lap? Verstappen was first, wasn't he? So here we go. Keep an eye on his first sector time as he heads down an 18.496. So that's still 2 tenths off of the fastest in the first qualifying session. As Perez actually sets, I think, the fastest we've seen into Q1, or one of the fastest, an 18.3. That's the fastest we saw last time. Albon, an 18.4. So let's keep an eye out on Verstappen as he heads through Sector 2. And he sets a 35.2. So that's pretty decent. That's a very fast middle sector, to be fair. I don't think we've seen anyone get close to the 34s just yet. As Perez does a 35.5. So let's see as Verstappen crosses the line. It's definitely going to be in the 110s. And it's a 110.1. Wow. Turned up the heat. How about Sergio? Did he get a good exit out of turn 12? Didn't really have the best middle sector. And he's only 2 tenths behind his teammate. So maybe I'll be wrong. But he will go out. Who else is coming across the line? Albon seems to be getting a sneaky little toe from Sainz as he jumps up to 6 tenths slower than Verstappen with a 10.8. So who next is on a flying lap? We have Alonso coming across the line, and he's fastest in the last sector with a 110.8. How about Lance Stroll? 110.3. Wow, Stroll seems to be on it. Only like a couple of thousandths slower than Perez. Interesting. Piastri an 18.2, fastest in the first sector, so the McLaren's really turning up the heat. Hamilton only 4th there, but he is on 5-lap-old soft compound tyres. Norris in there with a set of used tyres as well with a 10.3. A very fast last sector. But let's keep an eye on Piastri because Piastri is flying at the moment. Well, Russell, let's see Russell on the set of used tyres as well. Does an 11.0. So, yeah, the used tyres not working. I think they don't expect the rain to be arriving that quickly. Oh, a slow middle sector for Piastri there, 35.7. Half a second slower than Max was through that middle sector, although he's fastest in the first sector. So this will be slower than Max. And he goes in with a 10.3. He lost so much time in the middle sector there, Piastri. If he set the same middle sector as Verstappen there, he would have been the first man in the 109. So maybe that was affected from the dirty air. Maybe a slight little lock-up from receiving the dirty air from Albon, I think it was, who was slightly ahead of him. So that McLaren, those McLarens have pace, guys. Those McLarens definitely have pace. Hey, Suelio, good to see you, buddy. Welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. So, who is yet to set a lap time? The two Haas's, and we have Sainz and Leclerc. They were on their out. Well, no, they're on their in laps actually. They have set times already. So the Mercedes and the two Ferraris have both set times with used tyres. Hamilton with 6-lap-old tyres there. Stroll's the real outlier there, guys. 4-lap-old tyres, and he's currently 5th. Damn. What would have happened if it rained heavily? Anyone remember Brazil 2016 in the wets? Yeah. If it rained heavily now, we would see Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, and the two Haas's go out because no one's going to improve. So that's what happened last year when we had the qualifying where it was like the sprint qualifying, where it was a different format. That's why Magnussen was on pole. But yeah, we'll see. I'm surprised. It means that they don't expect rain. The fact of the Mercedes and the two Ferraris have used tyres there. Although Russell and Hamilton not wasting any time and getting back out there pretty sharpish. So Hulkenberg and Magnussen, very quick. Tell you what, those Haas's are very quick through the first sector. They're not losing any time through that first sector whatsoever. Let's keep an eye out on the middle sectors and see if they can improve on what we've seen. We know Max has set the fastest middle sector with a 35.2. Let's see if they can be around that. A 35.5 is probably a good benchmark for them, to be honest. Hulkenberg, a 35.7. How about Magnussen? He does a 35.8. So a bit slower in the middle sector, the two Haas's there. But they seem to have a bit of pace in a straight line. Let's see what they can do as they cross the start line. And they jump up to 8th, pushing Alonso down another position. How about Magnussen? Seemed to be the quicker of the two. And he's lost a bit of time there in the middle sector compared to his teammate, fastest in the first sector. And they have both jumped up to 8th and 9th. Although we do have Russell now on a brand new set of tyres. And Hamilton as well. See, we have some famous guests here. Yes. Suelio's a good lad. Where are you? If you're still here, Suelio, where are you in the world at the moment? How's the racing going, buddy? Is your season's finished at the moment? Aren't you doing the radical? The French Civil War between Ocon and Gasly is raging on. Yeah, there seems to be Stroll being investigated, failing to follow the race director's instructions. Well, we know that's never penalised. So Lewis and George almost neck and neck through the first sector there. 18.4s from them. How about the middle sector? We know the Mercedes has been strong here, particularly in Hamilton's hands. Although, how much has he been affected there by Magnussen having to let him by? It's not the widest of sections, that middle sector. And a 35.4 from Lewis. So a good lap from him. I don't think this is going to put him on pole unless he's got mega traction with those new tyres out of turn 12. Russell's actually slightly quicker through that middle sector. So Russell is going to be the quickest at the moment of the two Mercedes. And Hamilton only goes up to 4th, a 10.3. I say only 4th. There's still less than 2 tenths separating kind of the top 5. And here goes Russell. What can he do? 2nd, a 10.3. So, yes, pretty much neck and neck there between Russell and Hamilton. If you look at it, there's less than 400ths of a second, separating Russell and Hamilton. And, well, Hamilton's 6th and Russell is 2nd. That is how tight it is at the top. As Leclerc seemed to have a bit of a poor last sector compared to the previous lap he had. How about Sainz? Sainz is definitely improving. Sainz, this looks like a good lap from Sainz. 2nd, a 10.2. Less than 1 tenth separating Verstappen and Sainz. So if you look at that, The top 9 are separated by 2 tenths. 2 tenths! Oh, love it. Love this circuit, man. The French are only effective when fighting amongst themselves. Against their own government. So, at the moment, in the drop zone, we have Alonso, Albon, Gasly, Magnussen, and Hulkenberg. Interesting that Alonso down there in 15th. What is going on with that man? I think my conspiracy theory definitely has a lot of validity to it, guys. That Alonso's performance is being pegged back to make Stroll look better. I'm just saying, I think that's the case. I think that's the case. I think he's make baby Stroll look better, you know. He's definitely just like dropped a 10-kilogram weight somewhere, isn't he? Although Alonso much better in the first sector, as well as Albon at 18.4. Norris is on a brand new set of tyres. He's done an 18.3 for the first sector. So let's see what Norris can improve on. So Perez, let's see what he can do as well as he's on another flying lap. Alonso, is he improving? He is. Alonso seems to be on a good time. A 35.4 in the middle sector is good. That's on pace with the Mercedes at the moment, to be honest. That first sector and that second sector. So he could be pushing Hamilton or jumping in the middle of that pack there around P5. Oh my God, he's jumped into P2. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that from Alonso. There I was just slating him and putting fuel to the fire as Norris goes P1 with a slower last sector than he was on his previous lap. Yellow in the last sector as well. Interesting there. Interesting. So, who's on a flying lap at the moment? Albon has had his lap deleted at turn 4. So, not good news from Albon. He is now 15th. So, Perez is flying. Perez is flying. An 18.2 in the first sector. 35.4 in the second. This is provisional first place material right here. Here he goes. Did he get a last? Oh, he really suffered out of the last corner, it seems, because he had a 16.5 in the last sector. So he definitely struggled out of turn 12 because he was flying through those first 2 sectors. So Max is on another flying lap. Let's see if he can improve as he starts it. No one else is on one at the moment. So Hamilton is at risk at the moment. Look how tight that is. Hamilton definitely at risk. He needs to get back out there as he is. So does, George. Look how quickly this is changing. So to God, if Albon gets shafted by lap deletions again. The race will be spread out or will be a DRS train. No, because generally you get groups forming at Interlagos. Tyre management definitely comes into play at this circuit as well, because the rears take quite a bit of a pounding. So, yeah, it's an intriguing circuit. It is an intriguing circuit because it's fast, quick. It's a short circuit as well. But yeah, definitely tyres. You can kill your tyres very, very quickly here. So track temperature is decreasing again, 35.6, another degree cooler than it was at the start of the session. Haas 5-stop incoming, yeah. So Hulkenberg on a flying lap. Let's keep an eye out on him as the Mercedes will be a little bit later. 18.3 from Hulkenberg. That Haas seems to be really hooked up through that first sector. How about Magnussen, who's just behind him? An 18.3 from Magnussen, and he's slightly slower with an 18.3. That's how good he has been through that first sector. So Hulkenberg going through the second sector. I don't think he's going to catch traffic as Gasly will be winding up to start his lap. So let's keep an eye on Hulkenberg as he comes through the second sector. Is he in the low 35s? No, he's in the high 35s. So he's lost a lot of time there. 35.7 through the second sector. How much is he going to improve? I'm not so sure. Hamilton in the first sector is an 18.386. Yet to be in the 18.2s. Hulkenberg is out of this session. Only moves up to 11th place. So that's one position gone. Let's see about Magnussen as he comes across the line now. He is really slow. He did a 36 in the middle sector. So this could be both Haas's out of this session as Magnussen doesn't even improve. So both Haas's are out. That's two positions gone. Hamilton in the second sector now. Let's see what he sets. Is he in the low 35s? He is indeed a 35.397. So a sub 35.4 is good. He is going to improve. Green in both sectors as he comes round turn 14. Full throttle. DRS open. How much of a good exit did he get out of turn 12? Here he goes, but he only moves up to 6th place, a 10.2. Still 2.5 tenths off of Lando Norris's time. How about George? Slow first sector, much better second sector. He doesn't improve. George, only a 10.3 there. First sector costing him quite a bit of time. How about Gasly? Currently in P14. He is improving, but by how much? Is it enough? No. 13th place. So we currently have Albon, Magnussen, Gasly and Hulkenberg out. How about Ocon? A 24-1. No, and Ocon is out as well. Ocon has already completed his time. I didn't realise he had. So that is it, guys. That is the five cars removed from this session. The two Haases, the two Alpines, and Albon. But it is tight up there, guys. Look at that. 3.5 tenths separating the top 10. I eat my words because Alonso has got through and so has Perez. The two Mercedes there, 6th and 8th. This is tight. This is the tightest qualifying session we are going to have all year, I think. We're in for a cracker of a Q3. Anti-clockwise. Oh, yeah, it is anti-clockwise. Kmart got held up by Sainz in the middle sector, at least on the map it looked like it. Possibly, yeah, possibly. I mean, the thing is, it's very tight through that first sector. The middle sector, so there's not a lot of, like, room to move over. You still receive the dirty air from the cars because even though they look like they're going slow on TV, they're still going at, like, 50 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. They look like they're going at a crawl. That's because we're used to seeing them go 150 miles an hour around the corner. So they still give off a bit of dirty air, and that causes a loss of downforce and can result in a lack of grip through the slower corners. I'm fine with this being the starting grid. I'd like to see the Red Bulls a little bit further down the grid, if you ask me. Williams can't truly stretch their fast legs here. Yeah, probably losing quite a bit of time in the second sector, I think. Albon has been shafted again. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Just listening to Magnussen. Yeah, he's complaining about the Ferrari. So maybe the Ferrari will get a penalty. Who knows? Who knows? But that's why Magnussen was so slow through the middle sector. I mean, it indicates he was held up because he did a 36.1, which is very slow. Anyway, I'll just watch it on TV now. I wouldn't consider that really to be holding up. But as we've already said, like the dirty air, he missed the apex. Maybe he was like one eye focused on the Ferrari as well, and it distracted him as like the Ferrari's going through the apex as he's approaching it. So yeah. So he's getting the spike strips to stop Red Bull. Well. Yes. So 40% of you did say Verstappen. Then it was Lewis. It's so tight up there. So tight. So who knows? Who knows what this last qualifying session has in store for us? I think any one of those could get pole position. Could we see an Aston Martin pole position? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. It's so tight up there. Only 3.5 tenths. That is mad between the top 10. I mean, look at it. Look at the intervals. There's less than a tenth separating George Russell, well, the Piastri, to Alonso P4, or Russell to Perez is like less than a tenth. Like, it's mad. Aston's quite an improvement compared to. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, massive. I thought they've. Yeah, I mean, you look at them the last couple of weeks, they've been absolutely shocking. Well, but Danny Rick, yeah, just both of the AlphaTauris not up to pace here this weekend. So yeah, both Tsunoda and Ricciardo out of Q1 and not making it through. Tsunoda, apparently, interesting stat. It's the first time since Hungary he hasn't made it through Q1. So yeah, they won't be too happy about that performance today. But yeah, here we are. So guys, in this little interval, qualifying for the last session is going to start at 3 minutes past. So less than 3 minutes now. If you could hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. We'll be back tomorrow, returning for the sprint shootout and then the sprint race in the evening. And of course, we still have the full race on Sunday. Does that change the Checo situation, I think? No, because realistically, that AlphaTauri is like the slowest car on the grid. That and probably the Alfa Romeo, the Williams in Sargent's hand. So they're going to have circuits where the car doesn't perform. It's when the car does perform that they get the most out of it. Like last week, Ricciardo got that. Tsunoda was getting that. Hang on. Tsunoda was getting the most out of the car last week, and then he decided to just turn into Piastri like he wasn't there and throw away so many points, and that's kind of been my criticism of him, and that's his issue. But actually, they're reviewing Danny Ricciardo's lap now. Just couldn't get it to, couldn't tighten it up at the first corner, and yeah, just really messy for the first sector. If Alonso gets a podium here, he'll be equal with Perez on podiums this season. Will he? Wow. That's crazy, man. That's a crazy stat. Not in the car. Yeah, Dan just saying he kind of didn't really get the tyres in the right spot on the outlap for the last for that qualifying. Shows what a poor season Checo. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, he's arguably in the most dominant car ever, and he's not finishing. I mean, he should be finishing second every single. Like, if he doesn't win the race, if Verstappen doesn't win the race, he should be winning the races, and if Verstappen wins the races, which of course he's won a lot, he should be finishing second. But he's not. So, yeah. So Danny Rick is saying they're definitely faster than what they showed. So, yeah, just a bit of a poor show in qualifying with the AlphaTauris. Of course, Q1 as well, traffic can play a factor. Getting out at the right time, there's an element of strategy in there. But anywho, here we go. Q3, guys. Q3. Who's going to be bold enough? We've already done a poll, but there's a few more of you in here now since that poll was conducted. Who of you is going to be bold enough to guess who will be pole position? Actually, who's going to be the top three? Who's going to be bold enough to guess the top three? Let me know in chat, guys, and I will make an informed decision based on what the chat says. Oh my days. So there's no reason why. It is absolutely like pitch black out there. This could be one lap shootout, guys. This could genuinely be a one lap shootout. Leclerc asking rain expected when? 7 minutes into the session. This could be a one-lap shootout for pole position for the race on Sunday. So they need to get round quick. Whoever's last is at a disadvantage here, which is Perez and Piastri. So Alonso, I mean, the guys up front are definitely going to be okay. But yeah, there is a massive, massive shower coming in here. It is very dark. It's not overcast. It is dark. So yes, let's see what is going to occur. It could start absolutely tipping it down when before Alonso finishes his lap. And if he's the only one to get kind of a slick tyre lap in, then yeah. So here we go. Here we go, guys. I think this may be a one-lap shoot. Oh my God, it is like the apocalypse out there if you look at the TV camera angle. Oh my God. Right, here we go. Here we go. So, Hamilton slow in the first sector. Hamilton slow in the first sector, an 18.7 compared to Alonso's 18.4. Oh no, Lewis slow in that first sector, struggling there, going in probably a little bit too hot. Verstappen fastest, an 18.359. Let's see what Norris can do, and Leclerc, can they nick that fastest first sector off of him? Leclerc, how about Hamilton? Stroll with a 30. Oh no, it's a 36.0 for Stroll in the middle sector. Not very good from him. Needs to be in the 35s. Expect Hamilton to be able to nick that off of him there, 35.9. So struggling a little bit for grip through that middle sector as Alonso does an 11.3. How about Stroll does an 11.3 as well. Max is quickest in both of the sectors thus far. No one's been able to pit that off of him, that fastest first sector, unless Piastri is able to. No, but he's very, very close. Hamilton only with an 11.4 there. Very, very slow in that first sector. That has cost him, and he is currently slower than the two Aston Martins. As Verstappen goes in with a 10.7. How about the Ferrari? How about George Russell? Can he improve? He's very slow. Actually, George Russell is going to be the slowest of everyone at the moment. So the Mercedes probably struggle to switch on their tyres there. How about Leclerc? Let's see if he can improve. Leclerc goes second, an 11.0. So Max still out front by 3 tenths. How about Lando? Lando seems to be quicker, but not as quick as Verstappen. And he has a very, very slow last sector. Oh my God, what happened there with Lando? He completely had to pull out. As there's a yellow flag, Piastri has spun. Piastri has spun through turn 12. Do we have rain? And is that why Piastri has spun there at turn 12? That would have affected Perez's time. And is this it? Is this it? Is there rain coming down? The TV coverage does not indicate a very good image, and these guys are missing apexes left, right and centre. That is, maybe there's a bit of rain on the circuit, a little bit of dampness, maybe there's just struggling to turn on those tyres with the drop in temperature. It says rain expected in 2 minutes, and well, to be honest, my TV coverage is about 2 minutes behind, as it says track surface slippery in sector 3, and that must be why Piastri spun in turn 12. I don't think anyone is going to be able to improve. It does seem to, and everyone's coming into the pit lane here. I think George Russell went for another lap, but he is so much slower. No, it is his in lap, and that is it, guys. I think this is it. I think that is the end of qualifying. Max able to switch his tyres on quickest and go fastest is currently first. Stroll P3, Alonso 4th, Hamilton 5th, Russell 6th. It says there are changing climatic conditions. Well, multi-viewers very much knows how to very much knows how to add to the drama. And there we go. So Oscar Piastri went on in turn 12. So much on. And well, yes, this is, I think, your grid for Sunday, guys. No one else is going to be able to come out here. We do have 6.5 minutes remaining, but conditions, there's no way the track is going to dry up, of course, in that time. And well, yeah, that is it. So it is raining then. Yes, I think so. I think it's raining. Oh my God, those clouds look horrendous. Wow, those clouds are stunning, but horrendous. Hang on, just listening to the radio. The rain is getting heavier. So yes, there we go. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Daddy Stroll controls the weather. Just watching Oscar Piastri go. Doesn't even look, the track doesn't even look wet though. Yeah, that is so like, so kind of a shame for Piastri. Oh, Sainz went off track at turn 1. Sainz went completely off track at turn 1. So Sainz, Perez and Piastri didn't even get to set, well, they did get to set a lap time. Norris obviously suffered there as well. So the McLarens once again really have kind of suffered there. They've suffered from the from being sent out too late. I don't know why they didn't try and send them out early if they knew there was going to be rain on the way. What is Stroll doing there? That just looks wrong. I know, Carl, I know. I wonder if he'll actually be happy in an interview, because he has been a miserable sod recently. Oh my God. Guys, I suggest you go and look at TV coverage or highlights afterwards if you can. It is, I can't tell you, I've never seen clouds like this. I haven't seen clouds like this. Like, they are blocking out the light entirely. It's gone from like day to night. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. And it's a red flag. It's a red flag because of the rain. Why have they red flagged it? Why not just end the session? Session, oh, there you go. Session will not be resumed. So they've ended the session because, of course, there is a substantial amount of rain about to pour down on the circuit. There is. So, yes, there we go, guys. That is it. Because of rain coming in, and because Max was able to turn his tyres on probably the best out of anyone there. I mean, he was even missing apexes as well. It wasn't a tidy lap from Max whatsoever. Go and have a look at the highlights coverage after this and you will see. It was a rush for them to get out. They couldn't really do a prep lap. It was just get round as quick as possible. And Verstappen was able to turn his tyres on as quicker than the others. So here's P1. Second is Leclerc. Stroll and Alonso, third and fourth for them. It doesn't seem right seeing Alonso up in the top, Stroll in the top 3, does it, guys? Doesn't sends a shiver down my spine. Alonso 4th, Hamilton 5th, Russell 6th, Norris, Sainz, Perez and Piastri were the last 4 cars out there, and they all suffered really because of that. And it's no surprise that they are the last 4 cars in that top 10. So there we go, guys. There we go. That is your top 10 for Sunday. We have Hulkenberg 11th, Ocon 12th, Gasly 13th, Magnussen 14th, Albon 15th, Tsunoda and Ricciardo in 16th and 17th, Bottas 18th, Sargent 19th, and Guan Yu Zhou in 20th. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting race Sunday. It's going to be an interesting race. Hopefully Max doesn't drive off into the distance. I think Leclerc can maybe trouble him. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, very, very close qualifying session throughout. Of course, that last session doesn't really indicate how close it has been. So yeah, hopefully the race is the same. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Obviously, we have the sprint shootout at 2 o'clock, I think it is, UK time. And we have the sprint race at 6, I think. 6 o'clock UK time. So yeah, we'll be back there tomorrow, back here tomorrow for that, and of course on Sunday as well. Do I think Mercedes has the pace to win? Possibly, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know what their race pace is like, but yeah, I think so. It's a short circuit. I don't think, with how close qualifying was, I'm not sure Verstappen has the pace advantage over everyone to just drive off into the distance. Who's to say? I mean, he's had a very good start at Mexico when he was under pressure. The first corner obviously is always troublesome here at Interlagos. I think it kind of depends how quickly the Mercedes can get past the Aston Martins. If they get held up behind the Aston Martins, I don't think they have an opportunity to win this race. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Where's the weather forecast? I actually don't know what the weather forecast is for this weekend, Frank. I have absolutely no idea, but I assume probably similar to today. Get the words out, Scott. So yes, I think we're going to be in for an intriguing weekend. Just say yes. Yes, Collar, yes. Leclerc's quality has been amazing. Yeah, I mean, he's always been great at quali. It's just having the race car underneath him. Oh my God, it's like it's a proper thunderstorm out there now. Oh my God, lightning. Blowing an absolute hoolie. But yeah, there we go, guys. There we go. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. See if you can hit the like button. That'd be much appreciated. If you can hit the subscribe button as well. We'll be back here in about an hour's time. We have my league race. 45 minutes time. We have my league race at 8 o'clock. And yes, I'll be doing that at Silverstone. 50-minute race there in the Super Formula car. So yeah, be good to see some of you there and give me some support. Could become a great race Sunday. Yeah. Lance will milk this. Well, I'm intrigued to see if he's any different in his interviews afterwards. Because, as we said, it's been a miserable sod. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your evening, guys. Hopefully you can join me in 45 minutes. And yeah, if not, we'll see you tomorrow for the sprint shootout and the sprint race. See you then. Bye.